Hello, happy people, and welcome back to another episode of 65 and Counting. I'm your host, Adam Fry. I'm a certified Medicare planner, and I'm here to ask the important questions that you want answered by industry professionals. This show is for everyone and anyone coming up on that important milestone of 65 years old. That means retirement, it means Medicare eligibility, or it means that you're just plain interested in the world of retirement planning. Whatever it is, on this show you'll hear from the people that know it best. Welcome back, everyone. Today's episode is an important one for all my wanderlusts out there. We're shining the educational spotlight on a very popular question that we hear around here at American Retirement Advisors. How can I use my Medicare when I'm traveling? There's a couple different types of travel that we're going to talk about, and obviously there's more than one kind of Medicare plan, so we've got a lot to go over. Buckle up. Let's discuss first travel inside the United States. So let's say you have a Medicare Advantage plan, and you've just left your home city to visit Aunt Irma in Bug Tussle, Kentucky. Yes, that's a real city name. And oh no, you slipped at the airport right after you walked out of baggage claim. One thing you shouldn't have to worry about is whether or not your emergency is going to be covered by your Medicare Advantage plan. You see, on Medicare Advantage plans, emergency room and urgent care visits are covered on your plan anywhere in the country. That's right. So that means that if you're feeling sick in Nimrod, Minnesota, or Ketchup Town, South Carolina, all real city names, by the way, you can head right to the urgent care or emergency room and receive treatment. The Medicare Advantage plan cannot require you to see an in-network provider in that situation. You don't need any referrals, and there are limits on how much they are even allowed to bill you for that type of situation. And they have to cover any medically necessary follow-up care related to that emergency if delaying the care would endanger your health. So let's talk about some other kinds of care that you can receive with your Medicare Advantage plan when you're away from home. Now, if you will remember, Medicare Advantage plans come in HMOs and PPOs. Now with the PPO, it's going to allow you to receive medical care outside of an emergency and urgent care situation when you're out of network. But typically, you're going to pay a higher cost than you would in network. HMOs, you're going to be restricted to your network outside of emergency and urgent care, but the good news is that more and more HMOs are using national networks. That means that you might be able to find care when you're traveling. Okay, but what if you have a Medicare supplement plan and you need to see a doctor in Knock Me Stiff, Ohio? Also a real city name. That's an easy one. If you've seen my episode on Medicare supplement plans, you'll remember that those plans are not HMOs and they're not PPOs. In other words, you're not restricted to a network at all. You can go to any doctor, any hospital in the United States and get the exact same coverage that you'd have if you were at home. Now let's move on to travel outside the United States. Typically, Medicare doesn't cover you when you're traveling outside the USA. You might have coverage on a cruise ship depending on where it's located in territorial waters, but foreign hospitals and healthcare providers are not required to file claims to Medicare for your costs when you're traveling. So you'll be responsible for 100% of the bills when you get your service. Then you'll have to submit those bills and receipts to Medicare on your own. And if they need to be translated, that's an expense you'll have to cover as well. Medicare then determines what they're going to pay for. Now, according to Medicare, your supplement plan will cover foreign travel emergency care benefits if it begins during the first 60 days of your trip and if Medicare doesn't otherwise cover the care. They'll also pay 80% of the billed charges for certain medically necessary emergency care outside the U.S. after you've met your $250 deductible for the year. For Medicare Advantage plans, depending on which plan you have, they may cover some of your emergency expenses, but it's always recommended that you take a look at and pick up some travel insurance before you head overseas. For both Medicare Advantage and Medicare supplements, it's always recommended that you check with your carrier before traveling to find out the specifics of your coverage details and limits. Now listen to this. American Retirement Advisors strongly recommends travel insurance first for travel outside the country. Certified Medicare planners are standing by to help you review your options and understand the coverage and guide you in the right direction. Let them help you create a game plan for a stress-free trip. I hope all the information will help you next time you're thinking about traveling in or outside the United States. Also, if you're going to be traveling at all, remember to wear a mask, use hand sanitizer, and stay safe. So thank you so much for tuning in, everyone. Don't forget to like this video, follow our page, and share it with all your friends. But most importantly, have a great week.